It is September, and this is the writer's vlog. Let me tell you right now, it's not going to be like my other vlogs because I don't have jack for footage. Hello everyone, author D.L. Tillery here, the Mistress of Horror. Welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, but you press that subscribe button and ring that bell so you know when I'm uploading new videos. Now, only thing I really wrote the entire rest of August into the first week of September as I worked on my screenplay script version of The Room Within. Aphrodite Lee introduced me to a script writing program and walked me through it and helped me out. So now I can turn some of my short stuff into scripts. I also joined Charm City Filmmakers, which is located in Maryland. They're really cool, really great group. So I'm going to be, being a part of that more at some point to, turn some things or finally maybe direct my own movie one day, but learning right now. So that's something that I did. Not right, well, somewhat writer based, but that's what I did a little bit of. I made plans and finally decided on what's happening with Caliostro Book 1. I did mention the Kickstarter before, and that is underway, the planning, because it does take a bit to plan those, especially if you want them to succeed. So I have a date plan. If you are subscribed to my newsletter, released on Saturday morning, and in the newsletter it goes over the date schedule, so to speak. So the Kickstarter will be opening, the plan is January of 2024, and then it would run until near the end of February. The pre-orders for Caliostro would open the end of February and then run until the release, which is April 2024. That being said, that gives me the rest of the time I need to prepare the Kickstarter to help back the release of Caliostro. Of course, there are going to be amazing perks and special versions of Caliostro's book and everything that if you are interested in reading, you'll definitely want to be a part of the Kickstarter. But that stuff is still being planned. And in my newsletter, if you are part of my newsletter, you would also heard, if you've opened it already, that what am I releasing this year? Because I've been writing and working on projects and things like that, but nothing has really come out. I want to release my poetry collection that I've been working on for a minute. And that one's a little less to it than it would be for a full-on novel that's a 3-part story and things like that. So this is a poetry collection that I had planned for a while. And it would be on the dark romance, dark poetry style, as is my style in most cases, though I do write other types of poetry as well. But that is something I want to release this year, which will not be until December. But once I have more info on that, I will let you know. That being said, the Kickstarter is going to be, the Kickstarter and the poetry collection are going to be the things that I'm working on the rest of this year. The Kickstarter, again, won't be opening until around January, so that gives plenty of time for that. I'm working on some merchandise stuff behind the scenes for Caliostro for the Kickstarter, some things that you only will be able to get exclusively through being a contributor to the Kickstarter. So keep an eye out for that. Of course, there will be videos, stuff leading up to the launch of the Kickstarter. And off of the non-writing stuff, I did finally get a newer vehicle. Finally. The other one was driving me crazy. I had it for about 7 years, and it was just on its last leg. It was old when I got it, like a 2011 when it was 2015, and it didn't have bad mileage on it, but there was a bunch of other stuff it was part of that GMC class action lawsuit thing. It was a lot of stuff with that vehicle. So, like, I wanted to get, an Asian vehicle to begin with, because I prefer Asian vehicles, because let's just admit it, American brand vehicles are just, yeah. Anyway, I'm getting a Nissan Rogue, which I'm really happy with. It drives really smooth. It's newer, low mileage, got a great warranty on it, so I don't have to worry about repairs for like 5 years to 60,000 miles. So really got hooked up on that. So thanks to Coons Westminster, um, Coons Toyota Westminster. They were a very good dealership. There are a few people there are awesome. If anyone is in this state and looking for a vehicle, I definitely would recommend that location. So if you're ever looking for one and you're in this state, then I could give you their information. They are really good. Everybody there is nice. So I really lucked up with that. So that's one less thing off my shoulder, but I do have a lot of other things on my shoulder, as we all do. A lot going on. Um, but yeah, so that's what's going on in the writing side of things. Not a lot like it could be. I am still working on my romance trilogies and duologies and things. Like I said, I had outlined 12 different novels already. I am currently writing the first one in a 3-part book series for my romance stuff. I'm building it up over there on TikTok where I am, do book talks and stuff. I'll start making trailers for it, but I'm just like throwing little hints and things right now over there and getting some people interested. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing and what I've been going at. There was some crazy news with the AI stuff. I saw Dale Roberts had a new video up about some of it. He was talking about like KDP mentioned the AI stuff, and they have like new stuff to fill out when you are putting new books up there and out, which is probably for the best. I am not a person that's against AI. I am not, because I don't believe in hindering us as humans from advancing. I am not afraid of advancement. Some people are afraid of advancement. There's always going to be criminals. There's always going to be people who do the wrong thing when something new comes around. That doesn't mean we don't advance because there's going to be people doing bad things or people out to do something wrong with a thing. That's not what we do. We find ways to combat that. It's a learning process. So you just can't not do something or be afraid of it because you can't get it to work exactly what you want at the moment. And again, there are going to be bad people doing the wrong thing or find crooked ways to use something. That's always going to happen. There will be a good cause. There can be, as an example, there can be a good cause and there are going to be bad people behind that cause doing something to utilize it to do something bad with it. While the people at the forefront who were trying to do something good with it, there's always going to be bad people. You can't focus on the negative people who are trying to utilize a thing. That's to deflect from what it's about. So again, I am a tech type person, so I'm not going to be against AI. I'm not. But I think there's a certain way to utilize it as writers and authors and artists, because a lot of artists are also worried about it because of how AI gathers information and data to create art with it. So again, it's a learning experience. There isn't some just cash grab quick, there's going to be a thing that does a thing and then it's perfect. That's not how things work. That's not reality. So we all have to take the time for things to process and become better and be able to be utilized correctly. There are going to be hits. There are going to be bad things that go down. There are going to be good things that go down. There's going to be new creativity and things. But we need to learn to utilize these things and not snub them because we're afraid of the negativities that can occur. That's just my 2 cents on it. I'm just watching, the KDP thing. They're checking more or less, like when you upload something, because there's a lot of crap being thrown up on KDP that's supposed to be like generated books, and there's a lot of criminals, like a lot of people in different places, like putting out books, stories by using AI generated they're not being humans behind it. They're just trying to put out junk so they can quick make money, and then they have like, having it botted so that way you can get, a lot of views on KDP, a lot of crookedness. They will catch you with that kind of stuff at some point. So doing it to try to think and make a quick buck is not the best laid plan. It's not anything that's longevity, you know. So us who are doing it professionally and trying to do things the right way, I don't really know who is trying to use AI to write an entire book. Like, I would never have such interest because I want to write my own stories. So it's weird to me, but everyone does things the way they do them. But I've used AI for assistance in like um, grammar mistakes, brainstorming on like, or helping with with maybe sentence structure. You can test some things out. Just like pro writer aid type of stuff. Um, and I like Chat GPT as well because it helps bounce ideas off if you don't have someone to bounce them off of. But in that instance, that's just, using it as a learning tool, not getting it to write stuff for you. I think that's a little too far. And, like I said, people can always take things too far. But anyway, it's all about how you utilize things, not that they exist. That being said, you also have to worry about cover art. And, I'm a cover art person. I buy a lot of cover art, and I have in the past. I haven't bought a lot recently because I hadn't have any need to. And most of the time I deal directly with artists to do my cover art. I'm never going to probably use AI for cover art. That's just not me. I have no interest in it. It looks nothing like an artist's work. Even though I'm sure KDP can check into it, scan it, you can tell. When we're talking about images, you can tell. I don't care what anyone says. You can tell when it's AI based, even if it's digital art, because there's a certain thing that's in the stroke of a pen or a pencil or chalk, or even digitally done a stroke of the pen that they're using to draw. It's not the same thing as AI. It looks different. So they can tell. So you trying to think you're going to do some quick like, no, you're not, because they're going to figure it out. You as a author who is looking for artists to do your work, it's your right to ask them, are you using any AI in the system to make this art? If that bothers you, then you may not want to use that artist. That's going to be up to you. And KDP does ask now. So you need to know the answer to that, because you don't want something they're going to post it. They possibly said that they possibly will say so on your work. This is used, the AI is used in the creation of this thing. So it's a lot of stuff behind it. There's, like I said, it's going to be a learning curve. It's nothing going to be simple and cut and dry. That doesn't mean we don't use it. That doesn't mean that we don't find a way to utilize it. Just that there's a wrong way and a right way, and there's a learning curve to things. So that being said, that's what I've been thinking about lately with the AI stuff. Again, not against it. I could never be being a tech head. So good luck out there. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I like, again, with the artist thing, I like to work with artists, like the cover artist for Caliostro. He is amazing and all his work done. I'm working with an artist now for some character art that's similar style to my cover artist style, so that way it can coincide a little bit. And he's like a fantasy artist, so I'm working with some head bust shots for the character stuff for the Kickstarter possibly, and to make some more merchandise. But I'll see how he does with the first two characters, and if I like it, then I'll go ahead and do some of the other characters in the story. But yeah, I like working with artists because I like to see, them envision my characters. It's a really cool process. So I would never go the AI route, because it's way cooler to me to give the information to an artist and see what the vision they come up with. I like that. Anyway, that's what I've been going on. That's what I've been doing in the field of my writing. This is not my usual vlog. Again, I didn't get any footage because I had a lot going on. My mother's getting surgery this coming week, and I will be very busy with helping her. So yeah, and just my whole workload and everything changes. So that being said, I will still be uploading, of course. Every Sunday I'll have a new video up. There is a tag that I plan to do that I saw the Awesome Packs Panic did, and it video recently came out. So I want to do that tag, so you'll probably see it soon for one of my extra days or something like that. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching my vlog this month, and let me know how you're going, what's going on with you in the comments, and I always like to reply back. So I will see you in the next one. Stay scared.